Are you struggling to allocate resources very efficiently, manage workload, or keep your team on track? Welcome to Float, the ultimate resource management tool designed to help you streamline workflows, optimize team productivity, and deliver project on time. Whether you're managing a small team or scaling a large organization, Float provides real-time insight and tool to improve collaboration and efficiency. In this step-by-step tutorial, I will walk you through how to use Float to plan project, allocate resources, track progress, and analyze performance. By the end of this video, you will know how to set a float, schedule tasks, balance workload, and generate actionable reports, all from one intuitive platform. Now let's dive in. Simply go and click on try for free on the center or on the top right side corner. But before moving on, let's talk about the pricing. It's going to play a huge role here. Float gives you a three plan, which is you can see here starter plan, pro plan, and enterprise plan here. You can start your 30 days free trial just by clicking on here. So let's go and click on try for free. We can start a 30 days free trial. I will use my Google account because it helped me to seamlessly create my account, right? Just and here team name. So I will just write here Filex, Filex Express. Click on continue. Now here tell us your team need, that is a 1 to 10. How would you like to get started? New to float. Click on next here. It's regarding resources, reporting. You can choose any one of the option, right? But don't worry because the interface is not going to change, right? So just go and click on next here. I will just write here PE project 1, right? Now let's go and click on next. Now this is a add people. You can invite your team member here. So let's say I will just write here. I will just enter their email or just enter their first name here, John J, and click on next. Now this is the exact interface here. You can see here this is a schedule. That is really easy thing to do. Now we have 29 days free trial. By the way, if you're thinking to buy, there's a link given in the description. If you buy from there, automatically you will get a good discount. Now, before we get started here, Float is a powerful resource management platform. We already know this. Now, it helps in a lot of things here. Now, here what it offers. It has a project scheduling, workload management, real-time collaboration, and there's a reporting tool, right? And obviously, you can assign tasks, you can visualize and assign tasks with an easy-to-use drag-and-drop interface. You can balance team workload to prevent burnout and ensure productivity. You can share schedules and update with your team in real time. You can generate insight into resources utilization, project timelines, and team capability. Obviously, there's a lot of things here. Now, once you have set it up your float, you can see here this is a schedule. So now that your account is set up, let's dive into the scheduling task and allocating resources. Now, here's how you can do it very easily. On the top left side corner, you will see this option which is called schedule. Now, once you go to the schedule section and view the calendar outlet, which you can automatically you can see here. Now click on the team members. Obviously all the team member which you have added will show up here. Now this is me, this is one of my team member, right? On the timeline you can add a task with details like name, duration, and priority. So how I can add it? So let's say I want to add a task. On the top right side corner you can see there's a plus icon. Click on it. Now here you can see add project and you can add person, right? You can log time, allocate time, right? There's a time off. So there's a lot of features, right? Now, for example, to add a task, it's really easy. Let's say I want to add a task for John on the next day. I mean, that is tomorrow. The video which I'm recording, the date is around 14th April, right? Now I will just go and click on here, specific section here. Now for how many works, so it's around for how many hours, it is around 8 hours, right? And the duration of the working day, that is a 15th April. It doesn't repeat. So for example, if it is a daily task, so you can just go and click on it repeats every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, or you can select here, right? Or if it's repeat every day, you can select weekly. So you can select here, right? Now yeah, this is really easy thing to do. For example, I can select your 23. So this task repeat until 23 of April, right? So you can select here. And this is a project on which this task come under which project. So we have already made a project here. If you don't know, if you want to create more project, you can just go and click on edit project here. right? And it's really easy thing to do. You can add a project code. Let's say 001 here, and the client, for example, this is a believable, non-believable. You can check it out. You can mention it here. You can enter the client name. To add a client name, it's really easy thing to do. I will show you later. Now this is a status. So for example, is this tentative? So status help you to track and manage project at every stage, ensuring proper visibility and control throughout the project life cycle. So that is pretty much easy. For example, it is in the draft, right? Who is the owner of this task or this project? So this is Anil. So I will just select Anil. I can add a tags here. So the tags is really useful when we are searching. So when we use a searching filter, this option here, the tags is really useful. You can add a deadline, you can add a date, you can add a due date here, you can add a notes, completely up to you. You can add set budget here, you can set your team phase, the task, right? You can create as many task you want. For example, inside this P1, that is a project, right? I want to create the task. For example, the first thing is, right, one, create, let's say, research topics. Press the enter. Two, work on topics. Three, make videos on topics. Right, so in this way I can just do this, and I will just go and click on update project here. Now automatically the task has been added, right? So here I can choose which task should be allocated to this person from this project, that is a P1. So I want research on topic should be assigned to John. I can add a notes here. I'm in the description. Now automatically it will assign to John. Now click on create allocation. So you can see here, right, from the 14th, automatically it has been added. And let me just cancel this up. Okay, cancel it right now. So this is how you can just add a task to a person. Now you can assign resources. So you can drag and drop tasks to specific team member, adjust timeline as needed, right? This is how it's look. Now for example, for some XYZ reason, John is not able to do this, or John is not available on those dates. I just want to move it to Anil. So I can just move it to the Anil on any day, right? So that is really easy thing to do and pretty much nice here, right? And it's very simple. I can assign to the next week, right? So in this way you can just assign to a specific person. I can just go and edit this out, right? So this is really easy thing. Now you can drag and drop the assign. Same thing here. You can link tasks together to reflect dependencies and ensure smooth workflows. Now for example, this is not a one man job here, so I want key both Anil and John should work on this project. I will go and click on update. Automatically it has been added to both the person, right? So in this way you can just do this. Very simple. Now these tools help you visualize your team workload and ensure tasks are distributed evenly. Now balancing workloads is very essential for preventing burnout and ensuring productivity. Now here's how float works. Now you can just go and click on switch to workload tab to see breakdown of each team member task and hours. Now let's say I'll just go and click on project plan on the left side here. Now the project plan is really useful. Let me just expand this up, and I can add a different specific work. For example, the task which is already added here will show up, right? The first one is a schedule. The second one is a project section. Now the project section will help you to break down of each team member task and hours. You can spot team member with excessive workload and redistribute tasks to maintain balance. This is really easy. You can just drag and drop to a specific person, right? And this is how it's work. And you can extend deadlines or reassign tasks to ensure no one is overwhelmed, and check team members availability before assigning new tasks to the project. So this tool help you maintain a healthy workflow and keep your team motivated. Finally, Float provide powerful reporting tool to help you analyze resources utilization and make informed decision. So regarding the utilization resources which happens inside the reports, right, you can you can track each and everything, the project timeline, the milestone, and team performance and productivity trends. So you can use these insights to identify inefficiencies, recognize top performers, and optimize workflows. You can also export reports in various formats for presentation or client review, which you can see here. All the information you can change. You can, for example, I want to go and check for the monthly, right? I can just go and check for the days here. I can just go and click on export. I can export the chart data, table data, export time tracking, and there's a lot of features, right? And you can filter it out. So that is really nice. Now And there's a one more thing. For example, if I want to add a team member, you can just go and keep adding your team members here, and you can just redistribute your work to a different, or you can assign the work to a different specific person here. This is called project section. So at the simultaneously, you can work as many projects as you want, or you can import your projects from Trello, Asana. So it's really easy. You can upload a file, or you can sync with another app here. For example, if I want to go and connect with Trello, I will just go and click on connect, sign in with my Trello account here, and automatically I will able to switch it. So right, I mean, I will able to import all my projects from here. Now I can just go and create something more information. For example, there's a P1, there's a project. I can add a phase here, right? For example, with a phase name, let's say filex2, click on create phase. So I can create a sub project inside a project, right? So that is really easy. Now you can plan this up, right? This is, it will take you back to the plan, project plan here, right? Then you can add a report, then you can open side panel, right? So there's a lot of information which you can access it from anywhere. So this is it, and there's a much more feature. For example, if I just go and get a plus icon on the top right side corner, I can allocate time here. So for example, I want to allocate time to John. From here I can add a task, and I will just go and click on create allocation. So let's say it's assigned to John here, click on add. So it has been added, right? So this is pretty much easy, and there you have it, a complete step-by-step guide to use Float for resources management and improving team workflows. Whether you are scheduling tasks, balancing workloads, or analyzing performance, Float has the tool to help you succeed. If you found this video very useful, subscribe.